says, I have an angel, and her name is Maria. And she sat with me every night to re-energize my sick body. And, you know, she tried to help me. And, you know, she would hug me and all of these things. And then I got to see her when I got here. And then I have a wonderful angel. His name is Bernard, and he is my financial angel. And she said, you know, he was trying to help with the finances, and, you know, everybody's fixing meals and bringing them to the house, and
wow.
trying to help financially, you know, because I wasn't bringing the money in. And so she said, you know, if you won't believe how awesome, I have to use the word again, it is when you go out of your body and you exit your body, and all of a sudden she says, I'm standing and I'm looking down at my body on the bed, and then I'm looking at me, I'm looking down at my body, and I am healthy. I can breathe. I wasn't breathing.
Yeah.
So I can, and it was a miracle. And to see my angels move to me so quickly, just to hug me and tell me it's okay, you know, just let go of the earth, you know, leave it behind. And then I was able, she said, to see the different relatives as they started to, but they started to move to me, but then I could see them at a distance. It's like, you know, someone waving at me or someone saying, hi, hello there. It's like I knew that my relatives were there. I could see, you know, that my Aunt Gloria, she's waving and throwing me kisses. I saw this dance, and she said, you know, she had battled with cancer before she left the earth, and I'd had such a closeness to her. And then she said, but she was saying, you know, hey, we're so happy to have you here. We're so happy to have you. And so, you know, and Aunt Gloria was telling me, I am so wonderful to see you. And so just, it's all of the different that you're not sure when it happens, but it happens. And then she said, I had this light, this wonderful light that came over me. And she said, I can tell you, a feeling of love, and all of a sudden, it was ecstasy, and I could hear. Now, this is what happened. I heard your voice, because I was making my transition right then. I mean, when I have left, I was in the process. Sometimes they tell me it takes hours or days, but I'm in this process, and all of a sudden it's like I'm moving in and moving outside of this light, and this feeling, it's like, I don't know, it's like being in a dream, and then someone holding you and loving you, and then you move out of it and you hear, and I could hear you crying. Oh. And I say, oh, Michelle, I'm so sorry I didn't get here in time.
Oh my God.
And so she said, I could hear you crying. Yeah. And she said, I want you to, I moved you, and I was putting my arms around you. I kept saying, it's okay. No, I don't want to say goodbye. I didn't want to. And I kept holding you because you kept sobbing. Yeah. And so she said, so I needed you to know that you, of all the people in the world, there is you, and you and I'm holding you. Yeah. And then she says, all of a sudden she says, my angel like he moved back, and when he did, it was like I could feel a light. I don't know. I never got to see a face. My eyes were closed, but I could feel warmth, and I felt a body. And then I was like I could hear a voice that spoke to me, and I knew it was God. And I could hear him say, I am so happy to have you back home again with me. And I was crying, and I kept saying, I am so sorry, God. I am so sorry. I'm so sorry I stayed away from you for so long. I should be here. I am so happy to be with you again. And then later, after I had done with my book of life, and my angels were all there, and so all of a sudden he touched me. And again, it was like from the back, and I kept thinking, I wonder if I'm not allowed to see him or something, because I could feel. But whenever he would touch me, it's like giving you a shot, and you're going to go out on the operating table or something. And so I felt this here warmth that came over, put his hand on my shoulder. And then he said, you know, your job is not over. And I said, oh, thank God. And he said, well, that's, and I started laughing. Because I'm thinking, oh, yeah, of course, it's you guys. And so he got a really big kick out of the fact that I said, well, thank God. Then he said, now, he said, you were my ambassador on the earth to help mankind there, and now you are back home with me again, and you are my ambassador here, and you are my right arm, so to speak, to help with the world that you just left that is full of confusion.
Yeah.
And it's fears, and so many of the children are lost. And then I said, well, is one of the jobs that I'm supposed to work with, is it to work with Nicole, and because she's writing a book? And God said to me, well, you know, Nicole, she is just like you. And I said, you mean, is she an earth angel? And he said, you were an earth angel, and so is Nicole. So Nicole, he says, has never understood how a human being at a very early age could have been placed in the earth with so much pain, so much sorrow, and so much rejection he experienced from the bullying she received in the school, how she cut herself, all that she actually heard in the earth. I need you to tell her she was never alone, ever, during all of the burden that she carried and all of the things that she did. And that even though it did not seem that I was there to assist her, and she almost died a couple of times at a very early age. But she knows that every pain, every time that someone said something to reject her or bully her or harm her in any way, all of that has multiplied many, many, many times over to bring her the gift of love, the gift of knowledge, the gift of wisdom, the gift of understanding, and all of these wonderful gifts are to be given to her because she to them, one, and they feel her and know that where she's coming from is real.
Yeah.
So he said, but her. He said, now, he said, I do have to say this. She is an earth angel, but can I tell you, she is not very holy. He said, tell her she's not holier than thou. That is, and she said, he looked at me and said, and Michelle, you weren't either. He said so. But he wanted you to know, he was talking to me and he said, he says, and I need you to tell her that she is my child and that I will never, ever be far away from her and never listen to anyone or anything that says otherwise. Never any human being that is in the earth that tells her she is not worthy to receive, that she is crazy, that she has mental illness. He said, the illness that was placed upon you was from what was done to you. And it's a wonder you have anything at all.
Yeah.
So she said, anyway, she said, so he said, tell her that, Nicole, you're in the planet Earth to do the work that's necessary. And she said, I said, well, maybe she can come over here. And he said, no. He said, only I know that. And he said, and I can tell you that if she wants to be there a long time, and as long as she is happy, and she's doing my work, and she's doing her work, he said, there will one time, there will be that moment when she takes her last breath of life and she enters into paradise. He said, just like you have. So,
yeah.
She said, it's just, she says, it's almost like, I will say, what do you mean? You mean she's going to experience like me? Oh, yes. So it looks like she said that that you and I are visiting the dream state. Now I know that. That's too. I know that now too.
Yeah.
And she said, and tell that I absolutely love her.
I will.
Tell her I wish we could have been closer.
Okay.
There is something, now, she's not telling me this, but I'm wondering if, because of, maybe they were close, but when she got sick, I'm sensing maybe her illness was something that may have kept her from connecting with Beth at the end. Or maybe they connected at the end, and there was something before that they had not. Something about it, because she's not telling me. It's just a sensing that I have.
Yeah. Well,
Beth,
I know that Beth had said that because they were on opposite sides of the country, she didn't get to see her very much, and she wished that they could see each other more. So I don't know if that has to do with it.
Yeah, so that's probably what was happening, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, and she knows that she believes, she says, I need you to know, Nicole, I believe